Hi, I'm Dr. Ruthie, sexuality and relationship expert, and thanks to funwares.com, I am here to talk to you a little bit about how to survive the holidays with your sweetheart in a less stressful, more romantic kind of manner. So this is part one in a two-part series, and in this video I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about the things you can do one-on-one to help each other and yourselves out so that the relationship is in good shape by the time New Year's has come and gone. And in video two, I'm going to talk to you about the teamwork aspect, so make sure that you watch both of these videos. All right, so I've got three big tips for you on this first part of the series on how to survive the holidays with your sweetie in good romantic shape. The first is simply to remember that this is a stressful time so that you can set realistic expectations for yourself, for your partner, and your relationship. Okay, no joke. We all know that this can be a really stressful time, and perhaps you've heard that relationships are a little bit more vulnerable at this time of year, vulnerable to not feeling as good and vulnerable to even terminating, right? So we know that this is going to happen. We know that for some of us, the holidays are a stressful time, or maybe for one partner it's stressful and for the other part it's joyful, which can be stressful in and of itself. But we do not need to just sit there and brace and wait for the worst to happen like it does every year. We can be proactive about this. So what we can do as part of the step number one is to sit down by ourselves or with our sweetie, whichever works best for you, and make a list of those key things that are most stressful for you about the holidays. And with a sense of reasonable expectations, a little baby step that you can do to make each one of those a little bit better this year than it was last year. So we know it's going to be stressful, but there's things we can do to keep it under control so that the happy parts can be a bigger part of our holiday than the stressful parts are. So that is number one, making that list and recognizing that we want a good enough holiday. It doesn't need to be fantastic and amazing, but it does deserve to be good enough, right? Step number two, help each other to have reasonable to-do lists and to remember that neither of you have to go it solo for the holidays. It's very, very easy to get lost in your own side of the relationship, in your own experiences and duties and things like that, and to feel like the other person doesn't understand what it's like for you. And you know what? They probably don't. But you also don't understand their experience either. So this is a time to come together as a team and to take a look at your to-do lists and help each other out with them a little bit. Sometimes we can help each other out with our to-do list the most by simply affirming for each other that maybe we don't have to do everything on the list, or we don't have to do it in the most elaborate way that we've been doing it every year. Sometimes the way we can help each other out the most is to swap a little bit of labor. So, somebody's got to watch the kids at this particular point in time because they're out of school, and somebody has to take everything to the post office and whatnot. Maybe we can just switch our usual jobs and it'll be a little less stressful because we're getting to do something we're not so worn out about already, and it can be a little bit energizing, right? Or it may be that we know other people that can help us out. Hey, sweets, I know that my friend's kids are having a bunch of other kids over for a little party this holiday. How about if we see if our kids would be interested in going over there and the two of us can spend a little time together, knocking some things off the list, or maybe reconnecting with each other a little bit as a couple. Or maybe, I bet, the neighbors across the street would be interested in trading a little time with the kids so they could watch them tonight and we could watch them tomorrow night and we each get an evening off. So we can also help each other network for different ways to get that to-do list a little bit more manageable and to have a sense of teamwork about it instead of really isolating apart and not having any sense of what the other person is doing, but just being sure that they can't possibly understand what we're putting into the holidays this year. So it's keeping that communication open. The third tip, after you have realistic expectations and you've looked at what makes you stressful and got a little bit of a proactive idea about it, and then you went ahead and worked with your partner to be good partners to make your to-do list manageable, the third one is to tap into what makes the holidays fun and to make that a priority for you and your sweetie. And it's for what makes the holiday fun for you individually, but also what makes the holiday fun for you as a relationship. So it's really easy for us to go ahead and take that and deprioritize it. We want the kids to have the best holidays that have ever happened. We want the folks to have the best holidays. We want our lights to be the most amazing ones on the block. We, want to purchase things that are above and beyond what we can handle, all this other sort of stuff that weighs in on us. We want to entertain like we do every year, right? Or like it's our turn to entertain for. And we forget that it is just as important to focus on the things that are truly fun and fulfilling for us. And sure, I'm sure there's some fun and satisfaction that comes from each of those activities that get stressful, but there's also some things that we just really enjoy. Maybe it's a quiet evening together to watch that big tree lighting on TV. Maybe it is the opportunity to exchange a little private couples gift with each other. Maybe it is that picture that you love getting together to put together every year, whatever it may be. But to remember to go ahead and put that at the top of your priority list with everything else. Whatever it is that means the most to you and really makes the holiday best deserves to be up there at the top. And if it conflicts with other things, work together with your partner to find a way to make it possible and to really support each other, because you deserve that just as much as all the other people around you are hoping that you'll pull through for them, as you always do. You can also pull through for yourselves. All right, so those are the 3 tips. And we're working towards being more teamwork oriented for the holidays, because again, it's a really easy time to become isolated from each other. So make sure you watch the second video, and you'll talk a little bit, or I'll talk a little bit, you'll listen a little bit about the concept of when 2 people get together in a relationship, 2 becoming 3 instead of 2 becoming 1, and how you can use that sort of perspective to really pull through stressful situations like the holidays can be in a way that makes you stronger than better than you were before as a relationship. I'm Dr. Ruthie, and as always, feel free to drop me a line anytime if you want to talk about any of these topics, and I will see you at the next video.